Hello and welcome. This is the Crouching Aussie. Today we're playing some Stellaris because the Aquatic Species Pack released early this morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was awake when it came out. I booted the game up and I quickly built this race, which we're going to be using for this playthrough. They're called the Scylla's Chosen Children. Scylla is a sea monster from Greek mythology. So we're an aquatic race, since it is the Aquatic Species Pact. So as an aquatic race we have the aquatic trait. This species is perfectly adapted to living in the depths of the ocean. However, on dry land it's like a fish out of water. So we get better stats on ocean worlds, but we get penalties for having pops on non-wet worlds. Out of curiosity, what's a wet world classified as? Name class. Oh yeah, so we get penalties if we're on the 3 dry planets or the 3 frozen planets, but being on ocean, continental, tropical is just fine. In fact, that's where being on tropical or continental is fine, but we get a bonus on ocean. Okay. We're intelligent, more research output from researchers, and we're ingenious, energy credits from jobs. We're non-adaptive, so we have trouble colonizing other planets, and our pops don't move around as much because we're sedentary. And the race is called Scylla's Child, the plural being Scylla's Children. We are a theocratic dictatorship with fanatic spiritualist ethics and slight militarist. Our starting civics are anglers, which is a new one. On ocean worlds, let's read the flavour bit first. Adept at utilising nature's bounty, this society provides for itself a stable influx of sustenance and economic value. On ocean worlds, agriculture districts are uncapped, so we can build as many farming districts as we want. On wet worlds, farmers are replaced by anglers and pearl divers. Anglers produce food and trade value, and pearl divers produce consumer goods and trade value. Adds the aquatic trait to our species. And we're difficult. I'll explain why we're difficult shortly, but the death cult. This society's religion is built around periodic ritual sacrifice. Willing initiates devote themselves to a decade of study before meeting an end whose effects ripple throughout their culture. Can build the sacrificial temple. Deaf priests turn consumer goods into unity, society research, and amenities. Mortal initiates turn consumer goods into society research. Unlocks a set of sacrifice edicts providing empire-wide bonuses whenever mortal initiates are sacrificed. And we're using one of the new origin or country or government origins called Here Be Dragons. Since time immemorial, this civilization has shared its star system with a formidable dragon. The mysterious creature's behavior sways between distant benevolence and haughty indifference. How this relationship will evolve as the planet dwellers takes to the stars remains to be seen. So we start with a space dragon roaming our home system. The dragon may protect you from harm, but beware its wrath should you displease it. So my headcanon for this species, this race, is our ancestors named the dragon Scylla. And every so often it would come down and eat 1 or 2 people, and eventually we decided to just sacrifice certain people to it to keep it happy, and whenever it was happy, life seemed to go good for us. And so whenever we are given an option regarding Scylla, we're going to obey its command and try to make it as happy because we worship it. It's our mother, and we know it will protect us as long as we make it happy. And we're also using the new aquatic ships, which from what I've seen of them so far, beautiful. probably the best ships in Stellaris at the moment. Let's begin. Yeah, probably gonna play on huge with a decent number of empires, so 10 to 20 empires. I don't like advanced AI starts. That just means when it's on, certain AIs get bonuses. For example, they'll start with more planets, or they will start with extra text researched. Fallen empires I'm fine with, as long as it's not too many. Same thing with Marauder empires. It's like, for both of those I want one, but I don't want too many. Tech cost, habitable world cost. I actually prefer the crisis strength to be only slightly stronger. Random crisis type. Always tempted to pick the crisis type because there's some I haven't actually played against yet. I've just never rolled into it. But no, we'll leave it on random. Yep, both those are fine. Victory year off. Which difficulty is captain again? Slight bonus for the AI. Yep, that's fine. Scaling difficulty. No. AI aggressiveness normal. Empire placement random. That's what I prefer. You can have it in clusters, so we'll put like 4 empires together and then a bunch of empty space, and then 5 empires together or something like that. I personally prefer random. Hyperlane density, gateways, wormhole pairs. I actually like to turn the wormhole pairs up a little bit. I think it makes for some good, interesting tactical situations. I'm fine with having guaranteed habitable worlds, caravanners, Xeno compatibility, yep. Logistic growth ceiling. Yeah. I'll just leave those on the default. And IMA mode on. Always like to get achievements. Although I've got most of them at the moment. Let us begin. 7 minutes into the video. Finally starting the game. Loading the graphics. Some beautiful artwork in this game. Okay. We have always known the dragon. Oh, we have always known Scylla. That's what we're calling it. It has graced the skies above the Great Reef since time immemorial. Our early interactions with it scattered throughout our folklore for a long time. It was a story of conflict, as our early weaponry proved no match for the mighty beast. But then the stories tell of a visionary who, against all odds, managed to broker peace between us and Scylla. In subsequent encounters, Scylla has proved a distant, enigmatic figure whose example has ever spurred our efforts to reach the stars. However, the invention of rapid propulsion systems and the discovery of hyperlane networks have brought about a new uneasy period of relations with Scylla. As we increasingly intrude upon areas it has roamed in solitude for eons. It is for us to decide what the future holds. Will we study the dragon and eventually learn to communicate with it? Or will we be driven to conflict, the confines of a single solar system simply too small to share with such a formidable creature? I don't know what this communicate thing is on about, because our rulers are known as dragon speakers. They can interpret what Scylla wants from us.
Blessings upon you, your holiness. I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence.
I'm fine
Very
with some
well.
tips occasionally, because I do forget some of the mechanics. Oh. Sky Dragon Horse Guy. No, your Sky Dragon Scylla with the Endless Flame. Don't care what the game says.
The technology screen is where we will be directing.
Yeah, I don't need that tip. Research station output is always a good one to open with. Society research from researchers, and engineering research from researchers. Let's see. Like, the stations.
This is our system's starbase.
The space stations for the Aquatics are just beautiful. If I can get a good look at it. Just love the look.
Military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire.
Ships.
This is our construction ship.
Yep, I know this bit.
This is our science ship.
This bit. Just pause for a moment while they move. Hey. Yes. Zooming on our science ship. I mean, I like the spinny bits. It's very futuristic sci-fi. The construction ship. It's another one I like. Very nice, simple design. Kind of looks like it manufactures the gear inside of it and then sort of deploys it slowly. And these are nice. They just look like, well, what in my mind's eye, they look like what you would expect fish people to build. We'll just what needs to get built in our home system. Bones Graveyard. There's great names here. We built the mining station on the mineral point. Where to start scanning? We'll survey this system because there's another ocean world and a tropical world. It's actually a really good system at a first glance. Then we'll go up there. I think we'll do an early science ship as well. Okay, let the game resume.
This is our homeworld.
Yes, I know how the homeworld works.
Here we see a breakdown of this planet's.
So we've got anglers, bulldozers, okay. Just
in the contact screen, we the policies tab covered.
Yeah, we'll start expansionist, I think. Unrestricted wars, orbital bombardment. We'll actually do proactive first contact. We want to spread the knowledge of Scylla as far as we can. Selected bombardment, I think. Initial border status should open, yep, that's fine. Mixed economy, wall of creation. Oh. You know, robots can't be the children of Scylla because they're artificial. They're made by us, not by Scylla. So we're gonna outlaw robots. Down with AI. Yep, we're happy to accept refugees. Yep, okay, I'm fine with the rest of those policies.
Here, empire-wide edicts.
So we have our 3 sacrifice edicts. So sacrifice for resources, sacrifice for happiness, or sacrifice for unity. Okay. I'm not sure how often I'll use those. I mean, I feel like I should, because I did take the civic for it.
The Leaders tab lets us hire, dismiss, and
I don't have enough energy. Yet. Let's speed the game up. Is the music playing?
We grow ever stronger.
Pop-ups to read. Just turn the music up a little bit. Abnormal conditions. Just go revealing the knife construction. But okay. As a science ship scans the surface of Reach Bar 3 in the tropical world, it becomes quite clear that we have found something out of the ordinary. Reach Bar 3 has conditions unlike anything we've seen before. We will surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets. We should not underestimate the impact on our expansion. Planet modifiers applied there. The ISS, yes, that's the name of the ship, okay. I swear I'm trying not to laugh too much. And why is that a cost 23? Unsinkable 2? It's kind of like the game's only just started. Where did costs 1 to 22 go? They just crashed in the shipyard as soon as they set sail. Discovery of alien life. Yes, the ISS have made a startling find on Rucha. The planet is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we have encountered life forms that did not originate on the Great Reef. This amazing discovery has silenced those who believed we were alone in the universe. Although none of the alien creatures found on Rucha are sapient, it's likely only a matter of time before we encounter beings that are. We may not be alone out here. Gang Society research. What's the... Ugh, it's not an ideal planet. We've only got 50% habitability because we're not adaptive. And the poor quality minerals isn't that great. Hoping the ocean world in this sector will be much better. Oh yes, the construction ship is done, but I don't have enough resources. Contact report. The priesthoods on the Great Reef have had a generally favourable reaction to the reports of complex yet dumb organisms found on alien planets. The findings did spark some interdoctrinal debate. Is this proof that the Scylla's children are the lords of all within creation, or have we simply not yet encountered our brethren from beyond the void? Interesting.
One of our science ships has just surveyed a world that would make it.
Yeah, this isn't bad for colonization. Like, no good modifiers, but it's a decent size. Assign a new leader to the science ship. Go down that way. I don't recall being this type for minerals at the start of games before.
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
Okay. I'm using the new advisor voice.
The government screen presents us with information regarding...
I'm using the Aquatic advisor. It's
I have
very
important
interesting.
information for you.
Oh, I forgot that if you click off it, the little info bit goes away. Some type of atmospheric anomaly. Got distracted by the advisor voice.
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
That line might get annoying fast though. Impressive structures litter a small area of the surface of Ruchbar, for practically begging for some archaeological work. Leave be for now, I want to finish surveying the system first.
The tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire. A tradition tree must first be adopted before...
Just having a look. Doesn't look like there's a new tradition tree. They might have changed them. I didn't look at the patch notes too closely because I like to be surprised. Thinking... No, not adaptability. I'm thinking either expansion or discovery to open this up. I'm a big fan of discovery. Just like the research speed at the end of the tradition tree is great. Survey speed is good. Output's good. Alternatives are good. Scientist level cap's good. Experience gain's good. And just basic upkeep for research is good. Yeah, it's always worth taking discovery in my opinion. Okay.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
Yeah, at least it's a different wasteland. By chance, we stumbled across a faint alien signal during the survey of this moon. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? Leave it be for now. Just gonna have it come back and do all the anomalies later.
Space charts updated.
Yep, found the new outpost. See if I shift more workers onto minerals. Does it? No, only another 4.
We grow ever stronger.
Oh, looks like we might get a good mineral cache here. How much will it cost to colonize? We can actually afford the colonization right now, and I'm leaning towards the early colonizing. Just gotta alt tab for a moment. Oh, wow, you can see my desktop. Now, in Greek mythology, Scylla has a partner, or is normally paired with another monster. Charybdis. That's what we're going to name this new planet. Colonize. Yep. Just close that window. Okay, that's better. Yes, so in Greek mythology there's his strait, and on one side is Scylla, and on the other side is Charybdis. Now Charybdis, it's like a whirlpool with
Space
teeth,
charts updated.
and Scylla is kind of like a hydra who lives among rocks, and with many heads that she plucks sailors from boats if they get too close. And so to cross the strait, and the strait was normally considered to be between Sicily and Italy, you would have to sail between these two sea monsters, and if you tried to avoid Scylla's heads, you would normally get sucked into Charybdis's whirlpool and eaten by her, and if you try to avoid her whirlpool, you tended to get too close to Scylla's heads, which would then eat your entire crew. The joys of Greek mythology. I believe their first appearance is considered to be Homer's Odyssey, about Odysseus trying to get home after the Trojan War. Okay, that's that done. This is actually going to be a really good system for us for mineral count.
We grow ever stronger.
And it's a 6 and a 4, not a bunch of 2s. Even better. Size 20 tropical world could be good. Swirling shadows. This was an anomaly. Immense ragged planes of shadow drift across Richpa's face. They are cast not by clouds but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged or rather jointed to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science officer Coral Charles is yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or what possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve. Adds the shadow play modifier to the planet. +4 society research. Smells like someone's making brekkie downstairs. Cooking brekkie. I'm smelling eggs and possibly bacon. That's making me hungry. Focus. Yep. Building another mining station. Now, do I go second construction ship or third science ship? Or just save the alloys? Might just save the alloys for now. Another anomaly complete. The structures on Route Bar 4A are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science Officer Coral Trials notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we can learn much from, and that to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been cutting-edge sensor array or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, it looks mostly like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Bunch of instant research.
Congratulations on having colonized a new world. Our colonists are now in the process of building their first settlement, but it will take time.
A colony ship has made a gentle splashdown in the planet-spanning ocean of Charbidis, just off the shores of a large archipelago. This fertile island chain will serve as an excellent first landing site. The ship has been permanently anchored in preparation for its conversion into administrative headquarters for the new settlement. Its reactor cores in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small temps and prefab shelters have sprung up on the islands. Do they mean... I feel like Paradox, this should be rewritten for the aquatic species, because surely they live in the water, not on the land. Just saying. Contact report. Remnants. The Scylla's chosen children is above with news of the alien remnants that were recently studied. These leavings are considered definitive proof of intelligent, purposeful alien activity at some point in the past. We may still be alone now, but we're at least not the first to be so. The amusement park we found, they're just talking about it.
We grow ever stronger.
Yep. Build that. Get the next science ship to addition. The Shine Pearl Nebula. Surely we've got to go down and check that out. Yeah, I'm thinking another science ship. Mummified pilot. The mummified remains of a single individual belonging to a previously unknown mammalian species have been found drifting in a high orbit above Richbar 5A. The being is dressed in what appears to be a flight suit, complete with a helmet, maybe a fighter pilot that ejected in some ancient battle only to be forgotten and left behind. Our study of the corpse has provided with some interesting data. A tragic fate. Bunch of society research. Nice.
Space charts updated.
Normally, the Wayuu system. Cool. Ah, I meant to have him do the research. And this is an interesting planet. Yes, the habitability is not great, and the happiness will be a problem. But the plus 20% engineering research from it, and it's a 20 district, it's a size 20 planet, it's pretty big. But on the downside, that means it's a total of 60 pops. I think, yeah, roughly 60 pops total, with that negative 5% happiness modifier. It's one of those ones. It's like, should I colonize it or should I not colonize it? We'll hire that maniacal person, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll swap out. No, keep doing that. We'll swap out the researcher for the maniacal. He grants a research speed increase, and we will take the longer lifespan dude and assign him to the science ship. Just keep
We grow
Keep
ever
exploring.
stronger.
Build the mining station there. Comet sighted. A light was seen moving in the night sky of Great Reef, its gentle arc standing in stark contrast to the slow revolution of the stars. The citizens of Great Reef see it as proof of recognition by the powers that be and a subtle blessing to our cause. Plus 5% happiness. Nice. That comet event, I feel like, is an inside joke for Paradox games, because it's probably in every Paradox grand strategy game, and it's always different. Like in EU4, it's always like negative event, and in Crusader Kings, it's sometimes positive and sometimes negative.
This is where the Corporate tab allows mega corporations to build branch offices.
Yeah. I feel like I'm looking for something, I just don't know what I'm looking for. We don't allow slavery. Why do we have an
A
agenda
system
that
has
helps
been
slaves?
charted.
I don't understand. Contacts. Yeah, only us. Okay. Strength from small places. We've improved the frozen landscapes of Wayu 2. We think we have struck something big. Science officer Castaway Hendrick speaks of bacterial lifeform unlike any other. It bonds with individuals to form large blankets that are durable yet light, and also act like solar cells. They absorb solar energy with surprising low efficiency loss percentage, most likely a result of evolution favouring those who could gather more heat in harsh climates. Our researchers back home could find some use. Try to find a military use, improve energy production. I'm going to take the improve energy production because energy is always a problem for me in these games. In Stellaris, anyway. But no, they're done there. You go there. Okay. Strength for small places. Our energy development researchers have made progress with the samples we have sent from Way 2. They have been able to develop a new type of solar cell using the organisms as a template. These are far more efficient at storing energy and provide a boost to all our power plants. Plus 5% energy credits from jobs. Very nice. What if I... 30 pops. 11 housing. 0... Okay. 0 available jobs. We want to build something, most likely. Already have a sacrificial temple. What do we build? I mean, we're low in minerals. It might be worth saving for another mining district. How close are we to a new pub? Halfway. Might just keep building.
Intellectual booty.
Intellectual beauty. Nice.
What have we here?
Yep, do the we'll do the unity increase. I think we need to start making our way towards Wayu for that 12 minerals. On again, they're high mineral planets as well. By which I mean each mining station has upkeep. Since these are 2 6s, it's going to be very little upkeep. Sometimes
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
you get a system where there's lots of mineral output for the system will be like a 20 output system, but there's just a bunch of 2s or something. And so it costs you a lot of upkeep to get that 20. What I mean, the reason why this is good is it's very little upkeep for a lot of resources. Oh, found our first archaeological
The
site.
archaeology window shows details of the currently selected archaeology site. After progress...
Go away. The entire surface is scarred by long, shallow canals. They cross and recross each other haphazardly with no logic to their layout. It's uncertain whether this is a natural feature or it's something more. Ah, this is like when people see the canals on Mars and they're like, oh, it's proof of alien life. Well, it could be, but it could also just be that water flowed on Mars and naturally created riverbeds. which I believe is the popular theory at the moment, is that it's just water flowed, not enough structure to them. Been powering through this tradition. The tradition cost is determined by how many traditions you've already adopted, how many categories you've adopted, and if you're over your administrative capacity, which is Empire Sprawl, which we're below at the moment. I think having fully colonized planets also increases the cost. Light show. Science Officer Big Morgan, oh what a great name, reports that the luminous waves coursing through the ice that blankets Polygar full of alien origin. Some ancient battle deposited scattered wreckage from an alien fighter on the frozen planet, and only the exposed core of its main weapons remain intact. It seems this alien race uses lasers somewhat more advanced than the ones currently in use by our fleets. The fizzling innards periodically discharge low-powered lasers into the ice of the planet. The planet's harsh climate prevents the lasers from actually melting the ice, allowing the chilly matrix to act as a brilliant prism. Oh, blue laser tech.
Technology secured.
Teched up our basic weapons. Always nice. Gonna go straight here. I was thinking of building a mining district. We're probably not going to be building a mining district now. What do I want to build then is the question. Do we just go early research labs?
A system has been charted.
Or early
Intellectual
agriculture?
booty.
Oh, these have... Oh no, it's the pearl divers which have food upkeep. Either way, I think we're actually just going to build a agriculture district. Tempting. Geothermal fracking. Get that mineral count up. We have one unemployed person. Habitable World Survey. We know that without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to the Great Reef. Both scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about other planets. Efforts to catalog life forms, yeah. So it's the Habitable Survey quest. I don't know why you would ever decline it. That 20 influence is not a lot. Commendable initiative is great.
Ledger of situations amended.
Because it just wants you to survey 8 habitable planets. These have to be new planets, so these first 3 we've surveyed don't count. But when you survey all 8, you get a really big society science reward, and it's normally enough to get a tech, or most of the way to a tech. So I don't understand why you would decline it. It's so good to do it, and you're very likely to do it as well. I don't think I've ever failed this quest. And with accepting that quest, this is where we're going to call our first video. We've expanded to the adjacent systems. We've almost colonized our first planet. And just before I forget, we're going to send that science on. And yeah, we're just doing the slow science expand. We're going to find our neighbours, possibly make peace with them, possibly fight them. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Hope you tune in next time. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all those fun things. Have a good one.